Heute, meine Herren, geht es um Adjektive. Ja, wie gesagt, der heutige Unterricht geht um Adjektive. Die nützlichen Wörter, die eine Sprache bereichern. Das heißt, eine neue Sprache interessanter und auch informativer machen. Fangen wir mal an. Wir beginnen mit Satzbau, mit deutschem Satzbau. Das heißt, es wird Tomp, Subject, Verb Second, Time, Object, Manner and of course Place. Wir nehmen uns das S hier und das O da unter die Lupe. Lasst uns die folgenden Sätze, die Sätze unten zusammen durchlesen. We'll take a closer look at the S and the O in Stomp. Let's get started and let's read the sentences below together. Der Hut ist blau. Die Jacke ist rot. Das Hemd ist grün. All these nouns are S nouns, subject nouns, or, using the codes, SN, as they are active, they are doing something in our three sentences. They are existing or they exist. Using the Nom acronym, we can label these sentences in this way. Subject noun, SN, der Hut, die Jacke, and das Hemd. Moving across to the V2, which I've just highlighted, we've got the verb to be, ist, in each of the three sentences. And then each of these sentences we finish off respectively with blau, highlighted now. The sentence reads, der Hut ist blau, Punkt. The second sentence, die Jacke ist rot, Punkt. And the third and final sentence, das Hemd ist grün. You can, however, make your sentences more interesting by placing the adjective before the noun like this. Der Blauhut, die Rotjacke und das Grünhemd, just as we do in English. While we English speakers stop at that point, German speakers go one step further by adding an E to the adjective, like this. Der blaue Hut, die rote Jacke, das grüne Hemd. Putting these into sentences as you've already just seen, well, as you have in front of you, we now read the first sentence as der blaue Hut ist teuer. The second sentence, die rote Jacke kostet 5,99 €. And the third and last sentence, das grüne Hemd sieht gut aus. These three nouns are all subject, are all labelled SN. That's my first point. Point two, they also all happen to be before the verb, a useful strategy when mastering these endings and working out whether a noun in a sentence, a proper noun that is a subject noun or an object noun. For your information, and this is point, this is point 3 here, the verb to be it in English or in German, is always SN. In other words, the verb that is used in a sentence in conjunction with the verb to be must always be, can only ever be the subject, hence the code SN. Now, in all of these previous sentences, the noun is active and so is an SN. What happens then when the noun is not active, when it is passive, as something is happening to it? This noun is labelled ON, object noun. Let's look at this in English. using the following examples. 1. The blue hat is expensive. I like the blue hat. 2. The red jacket costs €5.99. I'm buying the red jacket. And 3. The green shirt looks good. I'll take the green shirt with me. What do you think, guys? Which sentences have the SN where the noun is the subject and which the ON where the noun is the object? I don't see your hands up, guys. Aha, sorry, I had my back to you. No, I'm sitting upside down. Correct. The sentences on the left are SN, they are active, they are doing. The blue hat is being expensive, the red jacket is costing an amount, and the green shirt is looking good. By contrast, the other 3 sentences on the right hand side are ON, object nouns, because they are passive. Why? Because something is happening to that noun. In the first example, I like the blue hat. The blue hat's being liked by me in this instance. In the second example, the red jacket is being bought by me. And in the last example, the green shirt, I'm taking it along with me. It's coming along with me. Translating these sentences, these six sentences into German, we have 1. Der blaue Hut ist teuer. It's a subject noun. But if you move across to the second sentence, ich mag den blauen Hut. It's still the same hat, but in this instance it's no longer active, therefore it's passive and is the object noun. It's being liked by me. Similarly, if we continue with this approach, look at the second sentences. Die rote Jacke kostet €5,99. The red jacket costs €5.99. Its companion sentence, the one I've just highlighted, ich kaufe die rote Jacke. It's still the same red jacket, but again, it is passive because it's being bought by me. Continuing on with this thought, this way of thinking, way of analyzing these sentences, the third one reads, das grüne Hemd, beg your pardon, sieht gut aus, which means, yep, you've got it right, guys, the green shirt looks good. And yes, it's one of these new separable verbs I introduced you to last week. We move across to the second of the third sentences on the right hand side. Ich nehme das grüne Hemd mit. We've still got das grüne Hemd. The words are the same, but it's got a different role in this sentence. It's no longer active, and therefore it makes it passive, and a passive proper noun is an object noun. Okay, possibly a bit too much info. Nevertheless, I've got a question for you, and that's this one here, which I've just highlighted. Is there a pattern or a rule that you can use to state that summarizes what happens to adjectives in German? Talk with a classmate to check you've got it right. Once you've done that, go on to the next bit of information. You will have to copy this information down. It's an opportunity to practice what you've just listened to and seen. Don't hesitate to go over the video clip again. That's one of the reasons I've put this information on a video clip for you. Rest easy, gentlemen. You'll receive a hard copy of this exercise sheet. But again, I actually like the sound of my voice. I wanted to go through the instructions with you, give you an opportunity to practice your spoken German. So let's continue. Übung macht den Meister. Ja, jetzt. Jetzt sind Sie dran. Für jedes Nomen nehmen Sie ein Verb und einen Adjektiv und schreiben Sie einen Satz. Zum Schluss müssen Sie 14 Sätze haben, 7 mit SN und 7 mit ON. What's this all mean? I'll let you work out what the headers mean, but the actual instructions read, for each noun, take a verb and an adjective and write a sentence. By the finish, you must have 14 sentences, 7 with SN and 7 with ON. Okay? What I didn't put in the written instructions, but I'm telling you now, is that you are not permitted to use any verb more than once, similarly with the nouns and similarly with the adjectives. I'll be in the class with you at the time, and ideally also our language assistant, Frau Kretschmer, so if we need to give you additional vocab, we will. It is of course understood that any new word, you look it up in the dictionary, you write it down in your notes or type it up. This vocab actually relates to the next 2 pages in the textbook, and also at the same time introduces the topic of clothing and describing what you like to wear on the weekend. Enjoy, and I'm sure you'll give me feedback about the fact that I'm on my head the whole time. Cheers. Viel Glück, viel Spaß und wie immer viel Erfolg.